What we have here are sentences that are randomly organized. When we organize them correctly, they'll form an opening paragraph for a report or an article on Genghis Khan. So our challenge right now is to rearrange these. So keep in mind what we know about writing a good opening paragraph. Things like starting with a hook, organizing our supporting details from general to specific, and closing a paragraph with an effective closing sentence are the things that we're going to keep in mind as we sort this. So to start, I'm looking for a hook. I'm looking for a sentence or two, one or two sentences that grabs the reader's attention without immediately introducing the topic. So when I look at the very first sentence, first of all, it uses a word like however, and I know however is the type of word that follows another sentence. It kind of shows how the two sentences are related. It also introduces our topic right away, so clearly sentence 1 is no good. I'm looking at sentence 2 and 3 and I see exclamation points, so I'm thinking there's some emotion there, and maybe those are effective sentences to start the paragraph. But number 2, and he succeeded, I don't know who he is. It's a pronoun, and usually you don't start a paragraph with a pronoun. And good doesn't seem effective either. So we're still looking for some kind of a hook. I'm looking here at number 6. This one's kind of grabbing my attention. Ready for an adventure. A couple of things I like about this one. As we've discussed in class, we know that effective hooks can begin with a question. I also like the idea of the word adventure. Everyone likes to go on an adventure. So, right away, it kind of grabs the reader's attention and lets the reader know that some fun is ahead. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. So now we have sentence 6 at the top. So this is the beginning of our hook. Now usually if your hook starts with a question, your hook also needs to answer your question. So when you say to the reader, ready for an adventure, you're expecting the reader to say yes. So I'm looking for something else that looks like a yes, and I see good here. Because even though I don't see the word yes there, I know that the reader is saying yes. So I'm going to go ahead and move sentence 3 up to the top to follow sentence 6. Okay, so far we have a 2-sentence hook. Ready for an adventure? Good. Now I need to let the reader know what my adventure is. So what we're really saying here is I need to start introducing the topic. So I see that we're talking here about Mongolia, and I also see Genghis Khan. What I like about the Mongolia is it kind of orients the reader geographically to where we're going to be talking about in the world. So before we actually get to the Genghis Khan, who really is the main subject of this whole report, we're going to go ahead and orient the reader geographically. The other thing I like about sentence 4 is it says in this issue. That's a wonderful phrase to just kind of remind the reader that yes, we are talking about an issue in this article. This whole piece is about an article, or it's about a report. So we're going to go ahead and move sentence 4 up. Okay, so now we have the 2 sentences that form our hook, followed by kind of like our first supporting detail. Let's just read it to see how it sounds. Ready for an adventure? Good. In this issue, we travel to Mongolia, land of spectacular scenery and forbidding terrain. So that flows really well. But sentence 2 just does not seem to fit there. Again, we see this pronoun he, but we still haven't established who he is. And we can tell by looking at the other sentences that he is Genghis Khan. So some sentence about Genghis Khan will need to come before he. However, when I look down here at 7, I still see some information that looks like it's talking about Mongolia. So maybe we'll go ahead and move that one up here. Okay, so far we have the 2-sentence hook, and then we're starting to slowly orient the reader. We're orienting the reader geographically in the world. Kind of think of it like a satellite shot. We're giving this faraway picture to show where in the world we're talking, and sentences 4 and 7 do that. And now we're getting ready to make a shift to Genghis Khan. We have a few sentences about Genghis Khan, and then we're going to have a closing sentence. So I'm going to stop here. I've kind of set up the paragraph for you. Now it's going to be up for you to arrange the other sentences so that we end up with this complete, clear, cohesive paragraph that introduces a reader to this article or report about Genghis Khan.